There are people who move through life as if they were made of silence, not because they lack emotion, but because their emotions have been pushed so far down that even they can no longer reach them. Emotional numbness is a powerful and often invisible psychological defense mechanism created by a mind that has been overwhelmed for too long. When someone experiences repeated emotional overload, disappointment, pressure, or internal conflict, the brain reaches a point where it decides that feeling nothing is safer than feeling too much. And so, little by little, the person stops reacting. They don't cry when they should, don't smile when they want to, and don't get angry even when something deeply hurts them. Instead of emotions, they feel emptiness, not peace, not calmness, but a silent void. They become experts at going through the emotions of life while feeling completely disconnected inside, almost as if they were watching themselves from a distance. This is not weakness, it is survival. Most emotionally numb people didn't choose to be this way. Their nervous system trained them to react with detachment long before they were mature enough to understand what was happening. Many grew up in environments where emotional expression was ignored, mocked, punished, or treated as an inconvenience. Maybe they were told to stop crying, get over it, or be strong whenever they tried to express a genuine feeling. Maybe they were forced into adult roles far too early, carrying responsibilities and emotional burdens that no child should bear. Over time, their brains learned a painful lesson. Emotions are unsafe. And once the brain internalizes that lesson, it starts shutting down emotional signals to protect the person. The body remembers everything, even when the mind tries to forget. And emotional numbness becomes a quiet adaptation to a world that once felt too heavy to handle. One of the most misleading things about emotionally numb individuals is the way they appear to others. On the outside, they seem calm, composed, rational, and in control, almost unshakable. They don't get overwhelmed easily, they don't panic, and they often carry themselves with a quiet, steady demeanor. But inside, they feel like they are disconnected from life itself. They move through their days mechanically, doing what needs to be done without feeling present or emotionally engaged. Conversations feel distant, goals feel meaningless, and even important moments feel blurry. It's like living behind a thick layer of glass, watching life unfold without actually participating in it. This internal dissociation can be deeply lonely because nobody sees the battle happening behind the calm exterior. They suffer invisibly. Emotionally numb people often compensate for their lack of emotional access with excessive mental activity. Instead of feeling, they think. Instead of processing emotions through the body, they analyze situations through logic. Their minds never rest, constantly calculating, predicting, rethinking, and staying alert. This hypervigilance is the brain's attempt to maintain control in the absence of emotional cues. But the cost is high. They become mentally drained while emotionally empty. Their thoughts multiply, but their feelings remain silent. They lie awake at night thinking about everything and feeling nothing. This emotional disconnection can make them doubt their own humanity, questioning why they can't react like everyone else, even though the real reason is self-protection, not a lack of capacity to feel. One of the most painful symptoms of emotional numbness is the loss of pleasure. Things that once felt meaningful, music, hobbies, friendships, dreams, creativity, now feel flat and distant. It's not that they don't care. It's that the emotional circuits that produce enjoyment, excitement, or connection have been temporarily shut down. Even things they used to love begin to feel like obligations. They may stare at a beautiful sunset and feel nothing, watch their favorite movie and feel nothing, receive good news and force a smile that they don't actually feel. This absence of emotional response creates a deep internal frustration because they want to feel something and can't. The emptiness becomes exhausting. Relationships become especially complicated. Emotionally numb individuals may love deeply, but they struggle to show or access that love. They may appear distant, passive, or uninterested, even when they care intensely. It's not that they don't want connection. In fact, they crave it more than most. But vulnerability requires emotional availability, and numbness blocks that. They may avoid serious conversations, shut down during arguments, or seem indifferent during emotionally charged moments. Partners often misunderstand this as a lack of affection, when in reality, it is a defense mechanism that the person cannot easily turn off. They're not pushing people away because they want to be alone. They're redoing it because emotional openness feels dangerous to a nervous system that is still in survival mode. Hidden trauma is often at the root of emotional numbness. Trauma doesn't always come from dramatic events. Sometimes it stems from subtle, prolonged emotional neglect, from years of not being heard, from constantly putting others first, or from repeatedly being forced to suppress one's true feelings. Trauma teaches the brain that emotions lead to harm, rejection, or chaos, and so the brain shuts down. Emotional numbness is a scar, not visible on the skin, but etched deep into the emotional system. It represents all the tears swallowed, all the fears silenced, all the needs ignored. It is the mind's way of saying, I can't handle any more pain. But even in numbness, one emotion still gets through: guilt. Emotionally numb individuals often feel guilty for not reacting normally, guilty for seeming cold, guilty for disappointing people they care about. They blame themselves for disconnecting, even though they don't know how to reconnect. This guilt weighs on them heavily, reinforcing the sense that something is wrong with them, when in reality, their mind is simply protecting them the only way it knows how. The guilt adds another layer of emotional paralysis, making the cycle even harder to break. Healing emotional numbness requires safety, emotional safety, relational safety, physical safety, and psychological safety. The emotional system won't wake up just because someone tells it to. It begins to thaw slowly through small moments of connection and genuine understanding. Talking to someone who listens without judgment, practicing mindfulness, reconnecting with the body through slow and gentle movements, spending time in nature, creating without pressure. These small practices begin to soften the frozen emotional landscape. Healing is not dramatic. It is gradual, subtle, and gentle. It requires patience. The emotions don't return all at once. They come back in flickers, small sparks of feeling that slowly grow stronger as the mind learns that it is finally safe. If you feel emotionally numb, you are not a cold person. You are not broken. You are not unfeeling. You are someone who survived emotional overwhelm in the only way your mind knew how. Your emotions are still there, buried but alive, waiting for the safety they never had. Emotional numbness is not the end. It is a pause, protective state. And with time, care, and the right environment, the ice begins to melt. Slowly, you start to feel again. Slowly, colors return. Slowly, you come back to yourself. You are not lost. You are healing.